Why do bugs always go for your ears? Like, doesn't matter how clean you get them. You know, you could take a shower, douse them with peroxide, get all the Q-tips and everything. It doesn't matter. They always go for the ears. And what I found is interesting is that when you cover your ears, they get really upset about it. Like, I mean, you can still go for my nose, I guess. I don't know. Does anyone know what's going on with that? There's some things you just much rather learn from other people than Googling. I just keep coming for the ears, though. But there is a lot of satisfaction in them buzzing around and not being able to get in the ears. It's like, I got you. Welcome back to Orthodox Review, the most uneducated educational program here on the internet today. I'm your host, the guy with 1.5 thumbs, Raphael, and I've got a quickie for you because I've kind of been putting these on the back burner for a little bit because there's 3 of them all together, and there's one I don't have, and every time I had a few extra bucks to buy it, I wind up spending it on, like, something else. I don't feel good about that, but a lovely viewer sent these to me quite some time ago, and they were going to be a part of a bigger episode about print-on-demand books, but I kind of do want to cover them myself on their... Oh, not myself. Cover them on their own. Because they are so well done, and every time I go back to them, I'm like, there's really no excuses at this point. So, these are... Well, the copies I have here are Vespers and Small Compline, which are from GoArch. From a imprint called Patiricon Publications. These are from 2022, so I kind of overlooked them. And there's nothing way outside of the ordinary as far as the text in them. Of course, it's going to be the preferred translation used in the Greek Church. The Old Testament is from the Orthodox Study Bible, which is cool. But what I really want to focus on is the fact that these are print on demand, okay? Now, I might have to do another episode on the newest version of the liturgy book that Father Andrew's done here at St. Basil's. But, you know, they use that 9 by whatever format, and that's all nice and fine. But on a personal level, because I have failing eyesight, it's like, you know, the typeset could be a point or two larger. And honestly, like, everyone loves a book this size because they can just slip it in their back pocket. And one thing you'll notice is that it's incredibly legible. Incredibly legible. In the Compline book alone, there's Compline, right? What do we got next? Akathis and Canons, baby. Again, someone just sat down and typeset this on a computer and sent it off, you know, to... these were ordered through Amazon, so let's see. This one was printed in Columbia, South Carolina on the 18th of January this year. Please explain to me why anyone wouldn't take a few extra minutes in each section to present something as beautiful as this. It's absolutely gorgeous. The typeset is perfect. And all this clip art, by the way, I forget the name of the resource, but they're free resources online for this this artwork. I'm kind of winging this. I didn't take any notes or anything. Yeah, you got the order for the Compline, without Compline. And then you got the salutations and the akathist, right? Preparation, canon to the guardian angel. So like some extra stuff in here. Let's see what's in Vespers. And I think they did a really good job with the covers too, honestly. Vespers is a chunkier book. There's more variable parts. You got Great Vespers, Daily Vespers, Lenten Sunday Vespers, Lenten Daily Vespers, Pascha and Renewal Week, and Priestly Prayers. And the introduction of each of these is just a page long. Here, I'll read you this introduction. The intent of this publication is to offer an English language service book for the various forms of Vespers to be used by the laity in accordance with the common practice of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America. As the primary target of this publication is the layperson, we have chosen to offer unabbreviated service texts for each form of Vespers in order that one does not need to flip back and forth, as might be found in other service texts intended for reader and cantor. For clergy, we have added the 7 prayers of Vespers and the prayer of the bowing of the heads as an appendix to the volume. And again, you're going to see more of the same. Wonderfully typeset, 2 colors, a great typeset for reading, and a handy, fits in your bum pocket format. And it's not like there's anything special about these service books, although I will say, and this is really where we dropped the ball on the OCA, is we don't have designated books like these anymore. We used to have the Igor Soroka books, which I guess they've stopped printing them, although they did a limited run on the Vespers book that was like slightly augmented. It was really like a hack cut and paste job that were done as a special order, and they had some leftovers, so I've got one of those. But and you know, in the Russian church, you've got like the Vigil service book, and actually they do have like tiny books, older, that you can find for the various services. But when it comes to services outside of the Divine Liturgy, especially now, it's the 21st century, folks. Let's get with the program. These were printed in South Carolina on the day they were ordered. Why don't we have these? And it's not like the texts aren't available already. All you got to do is format them. So many people at my parish ask me, like, especially newcomers. We get a lot of newcomers, and they're, you know, they know me from the internet or whatever, or they just happen to know that I'm a collector and kind of a liturgics nerd. A lot of people ask me, oh, where can I find this service? Where can I find these prayers? This, that, the other thing. I had someone asking me the other day about the Menologian and things like that. And it's just, you know, it's high time things should be available like this. And they don't cost much. I think they're like $12, which for print on demand is not terrible. I mean, they could probably make them a little cheaper, but that's neither here nor there. You know, I mean, it's a business too. But this is more of a kind of a call out video. I'd hate to say it, but and really, there's nothing stopping from the individual from taking on a project like this. Like currently, we have a team put together to do a similar thing with the Psalter of the Mother of God by Saint Dimitri of Rostov, and that's in the works. That's actually still happening. It's coming together. But yeah. Anyway, like if you're in the Greek Church, like these are available on Amazon for not very much, or if you're just looking for a really legible standalone service book, these are available. And yeah, I'm all for it. Like I said, it's nothing special in this one. Just wanted to put it out there. But we got so many cool books coming up in the future. It's not even funny. So this is kind of a stopgap. So we got a new printing of the Jordanville on the way, printed in Turkey apparently. Hopefully it knocks the Chinese printing out of the water, because as you all know, I was not a big fan of the pure white pages of the Chinese printing. We've got the Spiritual Psalter from Damascene Press, which is the reissue and upgraded version of the one from St. John of Kronstadt Press. We've got the Psalter from Aorist Press coming up. I've got some of the British prints of some STM stuff that we're going to do. So episodes are coming, and hopefully within the next week, this whole internet issue will no longer be an issue. So until then, thank you so much for hanging out. And on behalf of Patches the Murder Cat and myself, I'd like to thank you all for stopping in. Links are below, yada, yada, yada. And don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember God. God bless.